Every day, Bhaskar Rao sir, it is getting murkier and murkier and murkier. The one thing which is very clear is that, yes, it's a cliche to say that criminals never operate on their own unless they have the blessings, or rather the protection from top authorities, and they could be anybody, whether it's the politician, whether it's an MLA, whether it is also the police force. Don't you think this is the classic case, Mr. Rao, of a privileged political nepo kid who used all the influence that she could possibly garner to do what she has done right now? Mr. Bhaskar Rao, can you hear me?
it, as you have seen, now the case is 1 week old.
Yes, sir.
And day by day, you have taken away my words. It's getting murkier and murkier. And more and more loopholes are becoming bigger and bigger. And a lot of people who should have been doing their jobs have not been doing their jobs, or who are doing certain things which they should not have been doing. So this is what is getting to light. And the government of Karnataka also has now stepped in with a senior IAS officer to carry out some investigations. And the whole thing revolves around privileges and VIP culture. And earlier, which was only seen as somebody else jealous of seeing someone getting VIP status. But these VIPs are not content with VIP culture. They are now got into the criminality and saying that why not monetize and use this special status that we got. And this is an example, the worst example of how someone needs to be escorted out of an aircraft also and taken to the gate. Now, I can understand when you are departing, you probably need to jump the queue of security, you need to jump the queue of immigration, and you need to jump the queue of entering the airport, etc. But once the aircraft has landed, nobody is going to hold you back inside. People expect reception at the door of the aircraft, in immigration, then somebody having a nameplate of theirs, taking them into a buggy and whizzing past through the baggage area, customs, etc. And this also opens up international loopholes also. In a place like Dubai, which boasts of such high security, how could someone pass through security with 14 kgs of gold? Obviously, there is either connivance or there is a loophole in the entire system. And this girl cannot have the gumption to operate on her own. She needs a lot of support from various stakeholders, both outside the country, inside the country, and after having brought the gold also. Probably
Mr.
more and
Rao,
more number of
yeah, Mr. Rao, I'm
investigations.
sorry to interject you, Mr. Rao, but without taking any names, you said that this young actor does not have the gumption or maybe the wherewithal, to possibly orchestrate this entire crime, as it were. I'm not going to take any names and not even insinuate, but Mr. Rao, doesn't it seem that the people around her, the people who had rallied around her, had fantastic influence? Otherwise, like you said, young actor, model, sometimes who would model, who was recently married. How does one even, have both the mental ability and also the networking ability to be able to swing this, Mr. Rao?
Be all doors opened because she was somebody's daughter. And they were able to ensure that she is escorted out seamlessly, jumping through all the barriers which normal people have. In fact, now I can see in Bangalore that there is an anger and abhorrence for VIP culture. People get very angry if you are sitting in a car and moving in a crowd where others are all walking around over there. Why is it? What is so special about you that you need to have VIP? And despite being in a VIP culture also over there, what is it their contribution is there? What is it their record? And you have protocol services of police department, customs department, the high court, and the DPAR, and all other departments have got their people sitting inside it. What is the BIL doing? Why is BIL allowing this kind of nonsense to take place? Unauthorized people. And what is cause of concern is that if you pay money, any real estate developer or any money lender or any criminal crook
Okay.
or a godman can pay money to any of these people and get through, and they pass through the crew doors. There is a separate entry for crew, and they are all taken through the
All
crew
right, let
doors
me
only.
also, sir, let me, Mr. Rao, I'm sorry to interject. Yasir Mushtaq, senior journalist, is also with us and he's on the phone line. Yasir, as you know, that we cannot possibly name Ranya's father or the so-called religious leader who's operating out of Dubai. So please do not, let's not take any names and, you know, kind of invite opprobrium, as it were. Yasir, I want to ask you that this new angle that is coming up every day, top politicians, some friend called Tarun Raj, architect family, then her own husband, of course, who has now been, you know, he's got an interim relief. And now also one seems to be the so-called alleged religious leader and his kin and kith and everyone in Dubai. Yasir Mushtaq, I think this is just the tip of an iceberg. There are, and also they found 2 crores, you know, the income tax is not swooping down on Ranya Rao. So imagine, largest haul of gold this young actor manages. It is very clear that her circle involves extremely influential people who can get things done, and they are, you know, people who are the who's who. And number 3, there is also now IT, CBI is also entering it, CID has also now they are starting this. Yasir Mushtaq, I am asking you yet again, a very, very large network it seems like, Yasir.
Yes, Sudha, let me first tell you, just now the bail hearing has concluded. Yesterday we also saw the objections were filed. Today the argument started, and Ranya Rao's lawyer pleaded that she is a woman, she should be given bail. She has not murdered anyone. This is a economic offense. And she also said there is a lapse as far of the DRI is considered. There is a procedural lapse. They have not produced her immediately in front of the magistrate, but the DRI has now said this is a big syndicate. Hawala money is included in this, the way she was smuggling the gold. So this is a national security issue. So she should not be given the bail, and judge has now kept the order reserved, and the next hearing will be on the 14th of March. That day order will be pronounced. So this is the first thing. Coming on to your question, yes, obviously when we see a young actress is going 27 times in 2 months to Dubai and coming back from there, and the question remains, who is giving this gold? Who is sponsoring the trip for Ranya Rao? And the last question is, whom she was giving this gold? These are the 3 important things which DRI, CBI has to now find out, because DRI is saying Ranya is not cooperating in the investigation. Whenever these questions are asked, she keeps mum. She says she's being mentally harassed. So these are the 3 main questions, and we can obviously see that when she is taking so much of gold, it is not for her own. It is for someone other. Who is behind this? How many people are behind this? So we can imagine how big this scam could be, because the tax evasion is there. DRI has also said earlier in November and December, when she has gone to Dubai, when she was coming back from Dubai, she told them she is going to Geneva, and she has then diverted to India, and that time also she has brought the gold. So it is getting murkier day by day, and the thing is, who are those influential persons who are behind this? Are there any businessmen or the politicians behind this?
Okay, let me now go to Vijay Madhav. Welcome him into the show, senior journalist Vinay Madhav. Vinay, welcome to the show. Very glad that you could join us. Vinay, tell me something. You know, just now Yasir said, and even senior, former policeman Bhaskar Rao sir is also here. You know, this whole thing that she is danger to national security. Now I know, no one should stereotype just because, you know, apparently her alleged, you know, mentor, for lack of any other word, supporter, call it what you may, partner in crime is in Dubai. That does not mean that she is a threat to security, because we have a lot of books by that, by a very, very famous crime reporter turned author as well. Don't want to name him, from Dubai to whatever. So, Vinay Madhav, I am asking you this question. Do you think that the case is so huge now? Because see, look at all the buckets, you know, there are different umbrellas as it were, that she is indeed a threat to national security, Vinay Madhav.
See, personally, I don't think she is personally threat, because she is just a mule here. In most of the cases, these people are mule. They look for somebody who can get well connected, and they can like hoodwink the system. that is getting some green channel like this. Or even if you go back to this Swapna Suresh case in Kerala, even she was linked to Chief Minister's office. And going by this Ranya, we don't know how many politicians' photographs, names will be spilled in coming days. This is going to be a plain truth because these are the mules who will carry the gold for a very, very systematic gold smuggling. Because if you look at this, what is the difference between the gold price in Dubai and India? 8 lakh rupees per this one kilogram. So what this mule possibly get per kg of gold she smuggles, I don't think she will get 8 lakh rupees. Then the DRI officials confiscate 2.8 lakh 8 crore cash from her house. That means how many times she has gone and collected this money.
I mean, the way you
So
compared the gold prices, Vinay Madhav, it really makes, a lot of sense. Go ahead quickly, then I go to Yasir.
yeah, so she gets a part of that 8 lakh as commission per kg. Suppose even if you take, she gets 25%, it will be 2 lakh rupees per kilogram. Then to make it to 2.85 crore plain cash received from her house, how many kgs she would have brought in?
Right. Okay.
So she is part of economic destabilization racket. She is just a mule.